answered the man of God and said, look, if the Lord would make windows in heaven, could this thing be, it's a nice way of saying, man, that's never going to happen. You're always going to have doubters who don't see what you see. And they will not speak faith because they don't operate in faith. You've got to be careful how you respond to those voices, because those voices are very persuasive if you look at your current circumstance. But faith does not look at circumstance. It looks beyond circumstance. And he said, in fact, Elisha said to the man, in fact, you shall see it with your eyes, but you shall not eat of it. Third verse. Now there were 4 leprous men at the entrance of the gate, and they said to one another, why are we sitting here until we die? This is crazy. If we say we will enter the city, the famine is in the city, and we're going to die there. If we sit here, we're going to die here. Now, therefore, come, let us surrender to the army of the Syrians. If they keep us alive, we shall live. And if they kill us, we shall only die. They're like, we only going to die. Wow. A lot of hope there. This, if you look at the Message translation of that 4th verse, it says, you know, if we stay, we're going to die. If we go, we're probably going to die. But we don't have any other options, so we might as well take a chance. We might as well do something. I'm not just going to sit here. I'm going to have to do something different. I'm going to have to take a chance. Somebody say, take a chance. That wasn't really convincing. I would like to hear you say it again. Say, take a chance. Take a chance. That 4th verse in the Message, if we enter the famine-struck city, we'll die. If we stay here, we'll die. So let's take our chances at the camp of Aram and throw ourselves on their mercy. If they receive us, we'll live. If they kill us, we'll die. Here's the part. We've got nothing to lose. Amen. Do you know why it's been so hard on you? God's been stripping everything away from you, taking some things that you thought you needed. If I'm talking to you, you can respond. He's been actually trimming you down. Your account has been dwindling. Like, I know I got paid yesterday. This is crazy. Am I talking to anybody other than me? God does not want you moving based on what you can touch with your hands or only see with your eyes, because you are not sustained by things. You are sustained by God. Amen. In this scripture, he says we've got nothing to lose. The leper said we don't have anything to lose. God has been removing everything except himself. Because the whole time he wanted to see if you would simply trust him. So he had to get you in a position where all you had was him, so you would come to the revelation that all you need is him. We've got nothing to lose. Am I talking to 6 people, dude? Do you know that you might as well start the business? You have nothing to lose. You might as well apply for that college. You got nothing to lose. Why not go look at the house in the nice neighborhood? You have nothing to lose. At this point, you need to start walking in faith, because faith is the currency of the supernatural. This is that season. This is the season to call up a realtor like you got 800 credit, like you got 300,000 in the bank saved for a down payment. Yes, I'd like to see that home, please. Walk in there, have on your nice stuff. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to change the drapes, but it's nice. It's nice. Park your car around the corner. They don't need to see you walking to the hoopty. I need you to get that faith up, because God is waiting to see if there's anybody that believes he is bigger than your circumstance, bigger than your account, bigger than your past, bigger. Overflow. 2.0. The Lord gave me some things to say. I want you to write these down if you feel led. If you don't feel led, write them down. First thing I want to tell you what season we're in. Steve-O, we are in the season of invisible hope. Invisible hope. This is the season of invisible hope. For some reason, you believe, please feed the baby. He just back there, I'm hungry. Some Cheerios to the baby, fruit roll up or something. Nutri-Grain bar. This is a season of invisible hope. Last week we talked about the widow. Remember the widow? And the prophet came to the edge of the city. What was she doing? She was gathering sticks. She was going to start a fire. Somebody say, start something. That's all God, he wants to see is anybody's, willing to start something. Want to be starting something. Got to be starting something. Got to be starting something. Got to be starting something. Yeah. Too low to get under. Your faith in the middle. And your words are thunder. Your words are thunder. Your words ring out in the atmosphere when you start saying crazy stuff. Some of y'all been talking crazy for a while. You were always the crazy one in your family. You need to go ahead and use that currency money. I was like, that's me. No, you really are. But some of us, we talk crazy because we believe God is bigger than what people have given him credit for. This woman is walking around gathering sticks so she can make a meal for her and her son so they can die. Now, I've said it last week, but I feel like I gotta jump on this thing again. This doesn't make sense to me. If you really feel like you're gonna die, do you really have the strength to cook? I'm just asking, is it just me? Come on, let's open up this word like, okay, I don't have any hope whatsoever. It's not gonna get better. I'm probably gonna die. Let me cook something. Let me find out what I can make. Let me get in here and make some cornmeal and get this on. Now I'm gonna die, but let me make me some corn cakes first, You know what this is? This is a woman that was moving on an invisible hope. Even though her circumstance had been depleted, something in her said, something's gotta break.
Yes.
I've had too many bad breaks. Something's got to break in my favor. I already lost my husband. I've already lost everything else. I don't have anything. But let me just go out here, just in case today is the day. Just in case today is the day that it breaks in my favor, let me try to start something. She had an invisible hope. A hope that doesn't make sense. A hope that gives way to a faith that can't be shaken. What God is trying to build in us is a faith that is not shaken by circumstance. When you are a young believer or you are not mature in your faith, then circumstance dictates your praise. It dictates your giving. It dictates the way you interact with other people. But when you have a mature faith, then you understand that there are certain times when God speaks loudest in silence.
Yes.
Some of us are like, God, I need a word to speak to me. He was like, your circumstance is speaking to you. And if you listen to your circumstance, you'll see me in it. And in fact, I don't need to speak to you. You need to speak to it.
Amen.
I'm trying to help somebody in here. Did you know you need to speak to your circumstance? At home, you need to speak to your circumstance. No, this can't remain. No, this is not okay. I'll tell you one of my own personal faith battles, okay? When we got here to this great city, we were believing God. We, just love Pastor Joel. And we moved down here and we had put down a substantial amount of money on a home in Atlanta. And then because, the way the situation was, we had to move. We didn't get all that deposit back, whoop-de-whoop. So now that was gone, right? So now we down here like, Lord, remember that nest egg we had? Remember we was going to have that? Now we just got you. He was like, good. Because I know enough about you that if things get rough, and they will, you'll be looking for your backup plan.
Amen.
I'm trying to help somebody. God's trying to get rid of your backup plan. Because real faith says there is no backup plan.
Amen.
You're my overflow. You're my increase. You're my today. You're my tomorrow. And so I don't don't want to hold on to anything other than you. God says, that's somebody I can build with. That's somebody I can bless, because they don't have a backup plan, because all they're doing is standing on the word.
Amen.
Trying to help somebody with their overflow 2.0. God loved this widow enough to send a prophet to declare a very specific thing. Here's something that you need to understand about the season you're in. If you only have just enough, barely enough, I need you to understand the difference between sustaining and sowing. If it's not enough to sustain you in this season, it's probably your seed. I'll say it again. If it's not enough to sustain the situation, then it's probably your seed. And the problem with many people in the body of Christ is we eat our seed. And how can you have harvest if you eat your seed? Your seed is supposed to go in the... I'm trying to help us understand the season we're in. The widow was going to make one meal with what she had left. And the prophet says, sow that. This is not an offering message, by the way. Some of you are like, hold on to your perfect seed. I know where he's going. I know. I'm talking about your personal life. Because there are areas of your life that are not experiencing overflow. And it may be because you've been nibbling on your seed when you need to sow it in the atmosphere or in the ground. One or the other. You need to sow in faith by what you speak, or sow in the ground, or sow into other people. Wow. The widow did not get breakthrough until she sowed into someone else. Amen. She said, now this is crazy. I only have enough for me and my son. This is our last meal. But this prophet is here. Just in case he is who he says he is, I better sow this, because it's not enough for us to live on, but it is enough for me to believe God in it. She believed God in it, and somebody caught it, and then all of a sudden, what she had was multiplied and sustained her for many days. Now, the day before, she was broke with no hope. That day, she was broke with no hope, about to die. But because she sowed it instead of ate it,
Amen.
I hear God saying, I'll trade you. You got lack? I got abundance. I'll trade you. So let me see what's in your hand first. No, because that's not a trade. That's easy money. I need you to trust me when you can't see where I'm taking you. God just wants to see if you can trust his character, trust the nature of God over the tangible physical attributes of God. Is God still God on the good days as well as the bad days? Does God still get praise when you're not having a good day? The same level of praise that you do when you get something you want? Until your praise is the same on both days, you've got a little bit of more maturing to do.
Amen.
When you get the job, God, I thank you. When they give you the negative report, God, I thank you. When you get the car you've been believing for, God, I thank you. When they give you the pink notice at the job, God, I thank you. What happens is that level of maturity, that level of faith confuses the enemy, and he doesn't know where to attack you, because your love for God and your commitment to God does not waver based on circumstance.
Amen.
So he can't attack your praise, and he can't attack your pain, so he just has to leave you alone.
Yes,
Overflow 2.0. If it can't sustain you, it's probably your seed. Don't eat your seed, sow your seed. I've shared many times that when I first started traveling as an evangelist, and churches would bring me, churches didn't know me, they didn't, and I didn't know what was coming, so I'd be like, just get me there. And some of them churches took that literally, just be in the back of the plane. in that limited recline, just right by the bathroom, just chilling, just in the middle seat, just in there, just not small in the middle seat with two other not small people next to him, fighting for elbow room, just